Hi, everybody. Hi. Yay, we're live. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome. I'm Ginger Perrick, Healing Heart Medium, and I am here for about 30 to 45 minutes tonight. I haven't been on for a while. I've been doing some self work, and I just say hello. So if you are on my live right now, I don't see anybody at all. Wah, wah. Let me know you're here. Come on in. Let me know you are here. So, little update. I'm just going to do a couple quick checks here, make sure that I am live everywhere I'm supposed to be while I am waiting for people to join me on my live. Let's see here. We're going to go to YouTube and see if I am live. Live. I think so. I should be live. Okay, so let me know you're here. I'm Ginger, Healing Heart Medium. I am a psychic medium. I'm a registered nurse. I am an intuitive. I do many things besides the fact that my curtain in the background is a little messed up here. Just come on in. Let me know you're here. I am working on, let's see, there we go. I have a whole bunch of comments that popped up on my thing right now. And we're just going to wait and see if anybody pops in. Meanwhile, I guess I could kind of get started on things. I just wanted to come back and chat. I've been down for a while. I've not been doing a lot of lives lately. I've been doing a lot of self-healing. I've been doing a lot of self-work, going within and working on myself. And I just recently got back from a trip that was very healing for me. And I wanted to talk about like the wounded warrior. I wanted to talk about the different warriors that we have within us. And we have so many different warriors within us. We start off with being wounded. We have our wounds that are there, and then we move into a wounded warrior, then a wounded healer, and then we're going to talk about the sacred warrior. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if anybody pops on. This will be sad if I don't have anybody on here at all. They'll just have to watch the rerun. Then they won't get to ask any questions. And then they won't get a reading because I am going to be pulling some cards tonight. So I'm just going to check and make sure I'm up and live and working here. So bear with me while I peek at my phone and check and see if I am live or am I Memorex. Let's see here. It doesn't look like I went live. If you can see me, anyone out there, please let me know. It does not look like my live is on. Let me look myself up here. Maybe that's why. So I have showing that I am live on Facebook. It says I am live, and it shows that I am live on YouTube. So I don't know where everybody is, where they're hiding, what's going on. Let's do my comments there. Well, we'll just wait. Y'all are just going to have to watch it on a rerun then, and you won't be able to ask questions and have fun and be here with me if there's nobody here. So I will check in with my friend here. Can you see my live? There we go, because I don't. Oh, I have one person, so I must be live. Excellent. If you're here, make a comment. Let me know you're here. I'd love to know you're here. Just don't pop on and be like a little bit in the background. Notice streaming looking. Maria, yay. I was worried that I wasn't live and nobody could see me. I have one person, so now I can carry on and talk. So everything looking okay. You can hear me okay, Maria. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been going through, what's been going on with me. My plans are, let me start back with, I did a job change. Yes, thank you. I did a job change back in January. decided to change to a job that where I had a more steady paycheck and where my hours were not as stressful. I now work like 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. Thank you, Maria. You're yay. I work 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday now. So I don't have the ability to do a lot of live streams and stuff during the week and during the daytime. So I chose to do Tuesday nights. And I'm going to do Tuesday nights every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. I promise, unless I'm sick or out of town. Even if I'm out of town, I am still going to come on and do the Tuesday night lives. So I'm hoping other people will all of a sudden realize that I'm on right now and are able to find me and are watching me either on here or on YouTube. And I just want to kind of get back in the groove of things, get back into doing some readings, get back into talking about some things, get back into sharing, bringing guests on. I'm going to be looking. Hi, Nancy. Good to see you. I'm going to be looking to bring guests on. I can bring on just regular people and we can maybe work. This is kind of my plan down the way. Do some regular people, bring them on, do some readings with the regular people, pull some cards, and so on and so forth. So I have been working at a pay it forward job. Most of you know, or if you don't know, that I am a breast cancer survivor. And I went through a lot of healing with this, a lot of thoughts, a lot of, I'm a Taurus, so I get into my head a lot and I do a lot of thinking, almost as bad as a Virgo. And I was trying to figure out the reasoning behind, not that there's always a reason. I was trying to figure out, okay, so I'm a breast cancer survivor. Yay. 2 years now, 2 years this month in May. And I needed to sit and think with that and figure out, okay, so I went through breast cancer. I went through the surgeries. I had radiation. I did not have to have chemotherapy, thank God, because that is not a good thing to have to go through. Radiation and the surgery is enough. And the thought that cancer was there, and this, it's always in the back of your mind, every little pain, every little change in your body. It's always in the back of your mind that you're always going to worry that there's a possibility that it could come back. So I thought, well, how can I take what I went through and turn it into a positive? So I decided that I would work in the field. I always stayed away from oncology, and I always stayed away from the cancer stuff other than being a hospice nurse and taking care of people of end of life. I hadn't taken care of people during their treatments, but the fact that I went through treatments, I decided I would find a job where I could pay it forward. So my job changed in January. I've been there 5 months now. I absolutely love my job. I love the people that I work with. I love getting off at 4:30 in the afternoon and going to work when the sun is up and coming home when the sun is still shining, instead of going to work at dark 30 in the morning and not getting home till 8:30, 9 o'clock at night and being exhausted. Even though I only had to work 3 days a week, you had to have a couple days just to recoup from that. So anyway, I digress. So I'm back. I've just got back from a trip. I went to Ireland and Scotland, and I got to go to Dublin, and I got to go to Kildare. I went to some castles. I did Beltane in Ireland on May 5th. Hi, Elias. I did Beltane in Ireland on May. I think I was there. We did it like the 7th was the day that they celebrated Beltane. And if you're in Ireland, it's called, they are rough shifts. They are rough, Maria. And Beltane in Ireland is called Bealtaine. And so I celebrated Bealtaine. I went to the top of the mountain, the hill that they have, the hill of Yolsnich. And I'm going to mispronounce that because I'm still practicing that. I went with the hill. I went with some really amazing women. We had the best time, and I want to thank Julie Speedens for that with Soul Journey Sundays and her business for setting that up. And I got to watch the fire ceremony. The fire ceremony where you celebrate Beltane, where you let go of things, where you celebrate the new. And it was challenging for me because of in the past couple of years, I've not been in the best physical condition, going through the medications I had to take and the weight gain that I gained with that, and the not doing anything for like 6 months. So I would say it was a physically challenging trip for me, but I was not going to give up. I was going to go no matter what. I was going to go. So walking around in the hills and going up and down the hills and not being as steady on my feet as I used to be. That 10 days that I was in between Ireland and Edinburgh, I really built my strength back up. I built back a lot of my stamina. So this trip for me was, I kind of really, it forced me to go within. And I always say, oh, I practice and I do my meditation and I go within. And sometimes going within, you have to really, really push yourself pretty hard and force yourself to go within. I thought I was going within. I thought I was working. You're sharing on your Facebook. Oh, thank you. I'll get more people. Thank you, Elias. I love you. Mwah, mwah. I thought I was working on things. I thought I was going within. I thought I was writing and journaling. I thought I was sitting and trying to meditate. No, not a Taurus, not an earth person, not someone I literally had to physically, because, or Tauruses are about being physical. I had to physically be forced my body to go within by forcing myself to walk, forcing myself to get up and to get moving, and literally to get from point A to point B. I had to walk. I had to work at it and I had to walk. And it took my time. I was slow. Some people had to wait for me. And thank you all, if you watch this later, for waiting for me while I was climbing some of those hills. Edinburgh is like this or like this. So, and we walked everywhere. I finally ended up taking a taxi the last couple of days because I was pretty much physically exhausted. Oh, thank you, Nancy. I was pretty much exhausted. So walking anywhere, I think I averaged 6 to 10 miles a day walking, which was really good because it kind of got rid of a bit of my belly. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about, I was trying to work through something called, yeah, thank you, Maria. I was trying to work through something. I was going to do a little quick note about some things and talk about something with you. And I wanted to talk about, the journey that I've been through and the different warriors that we become. And then I'm going to talk about this a little bit. And then for those of you that are on here that have been watching, I'll pull a card for you tonight. Previously, I would get like tons and tons of people wanting their cards pulled. I don't have tons and tons of people right now. So the 4 of you that are watching are going to each get a card until other people come on. So I just kind of wanted to talk about this, this wounded warrior, and how, many of us walk through life carrying wounds. By the way we carry them changes who we become. And first, we are considered the wounded. And when we're wounded, we're afraid and we're overwhelmed and we're emotionally exhausted and we're uncertain of our worth and we're disconnected from trust and safety. That's like the first part of the wounded line of things that happen, is that we become the wounded. We become disconnected with trust and safety, and we just don't feel good about a lot of different things. And like I said, many of us walk through life carrying our wounds with us. But it's how we carry them that changes how we become. And this is something with my journey and my background and how I grew up, is kind of talking about the wounds. And wounds cause us to have a lot of fear. Wounds can cause us to become very overwhelmed and emotional. And I think the one thing that, I want to talk about is going through these different types is just to kind of say, okay, I go through that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't go back and go through that wounded again, or go back through and do one of the other steps. We move through life through these warriors in this wounds. The next one is called the wounded warrior. And the wounded warrior, this emerges when survival is necessary, when we have to survive something that's going on with us, when it's really necessary that we survive, we become a wounded warrior. And when we become this wounded warrior, we learn that we just need to keep moving. No matter what, you got to get your ass up and get going and just keep moving and fight your way through this. A little gnat bug, sorry. And we're going to fight through this. We're going to have adversity. We're going to win this. And we develop a type of resilience and strength by becoming that wounded warrior. Now we're no longer wounded and acting in that fear, but now we're past that point where I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to develop my strength so I can work my way through this wound that's caused us to become the warrior. We pull out the guns, so to speak. We go into protective mode. We become very hyper vigilant about things around us, and we go into the survivor mode, surviving the fire. And that is the wounded warrior, the one that survives the fire. We just fight and we move forward. And these are steps all that I've been through back and forth many different times. And then there's something called the wounded healer. And with the wounded healer, that's over time. A lot of us are like this, the wounded healer. Over time, our pain becomes wisdom because we've learned and we've been vigilant. We've worked through the resilience and we've gotten the strength and we've had that survival thing. And we've taken all of that and it becomes like a wisdom to us, which transforms our suffering into compassion and understanding. And mostly that compassion and understanding should be your own compassion for yourself and your own understanding of yourself and what you've been through and how you're processing things. But it also makes us understand that become more compassionate and understanding of others around us that may be going through the same thing and less judgmental, less harsh, less, well, what do they know about how it feels to be like this and, go through that victim being the victim. We become with this wounded healer, we're working through and we're healing through things, and then we start to understand why we're wounded, why we're going through these things. And with that, we'll hold space for others. Always hold space for yourself, but then we learn to start holding space for others, and then we seek the meaning of the pain. With the wounded healer, we seek that meaning. Why have I gone through this pain? Whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual pain, we start to look at the meaning behind that and start to analyze that or try to figure that out. And that helps us feel, and then once we figure that out, then we find other people that are going through similar things. And then we start helping each other feel less alone because we have a commonality. That's a double-edged sword in some ways where we end up trying to be the fixer person because I've been through all of this. I know I've had that happen in the past to myself. I do that, but there's a fine line where we start to understand and be compassionate and understand with people. We still need to be very careful with not giving ourselves away and becoming the fixer, but just having that understanding and being able to share with other people and open up about that. And that's part of that healing process. But it doesn't mean that you need to take them on to heal, because you have to work on your own healing. Then we go into what we call the sacred warrior. And the sacred warrior is where you eventually, a moment where healing changes our identity. It changes who we are. It changes yourself when you are no longer defined by the wound. Now, we've all get all kinds of different wounds. So this point, when we're talking about the sacred warrior, that means you've been through the wounded, you've been through the wounded warrior, you're working through the wounded healer. Now, going through all those processes, and hopefully you don't have to continue to cycle. And a lot of us repeat the same thing, to continue to cycle through things. But then we get to the point that our strength does not require our armor all the time. We become this inner strength where we don't have to put up that protection all the time. We don't have to protect ourselves from others. We don't have to worry about being that person that's constantly trying to fix other people, because we've worked on ourselves and worked through those things enough and have a understanding of where that wound came from and how it happened and how I worked on healing it, that eventually not only does it change our personality and change how we look at the world and change who we allow into our world, if that makes sense, that It's no longer defined. Our wound no longer defines us. My wound, my most recent wound, is going through breast cancer. I am getting to the point now that I talk about it and I share, and I will always be open and honest with anybody that has any questions about it. I will share my journey, share what happened, and help answer questions. But I'm getting to the point now, a couple years out, even though I know in the back of my head it's still going to worry me for the rest of my life that it's gone and it's not coming back in another way. But I'm getting to the point that I no longer want that wound to define who I am. It can define how I got to where I am, how I went through my warrior stage, how I went through my healing stage, but I want to get to that sacred warrior where I'm going to be there to that point where it's not going to define me and say who I am. The strength doesn't require the armor. The compassion doesn't require self-sacrifice. Having compassion for others is not going to self-sacrifice myself, and that boundaries are sacred when you get to this sacred warrior part of your wound, and the scars become your wisdom. And we all have scars, but we take that scar and we look at it and go, I know how I got that scar. I know what caused that scar. I know what it did to me, how I work through it. Thanks for the scar. It's my memory of don't do that again, or try not to let that happen again. Of course, the physical scars, like for what my scars are, is stay diligent for self-care. Take care of yourself. Do your health. Constantly check in and make sure that you have everything you're supposed to do to keep yourself healthy. So I don't want those scars. Those scars have become wisdom to me. It's not that I wasn't taking care of myself before. This came out of the blue. I had been doing my checkups. There was a 2-year break that I didn't do a mammogram, and that's because of COVID and job changes and everything else going on. And that's when that little booger snuck in on me and caught me off guard. So, and then I no longer live in survival mode. That's part of being the sacred warrior, that you no longer live in survival mode. And then you become more aware, you become more of your authentic self, and you become more with truth. It's truthful with yourself, truthful with those around you when you do that. I'm going to take a drink. I have this really, really, really nice cup. It's called a Tronco. Look at the light on there. It's heated. My best friend, Elias Patras, got this for me to keep and this is Irish tea that I'm having right now with a little bit of milk and sugar. I love Irish tea. I'm going to take a drink right now and then hold on. And I see some comments, and I'll get to your comments here in just a second. But it keeps it so nice and warm. Nothing worse than cold tea or cold coffee. So all of this, and I'll cut this down. I just was really feeling really passionate about this, and I will talk about it. The warrior got me through the fire. The healer helped me understand. The wisdom is when I realized I no longer had to live as wounded. So we're all going to have wounds. It's going to happen the rest of our lives. There's going to be different types of wounds. That's how we grow. That's how we become who we are. Let me get off this and go back to my comments. Let's see. Can we be all of them? Yes, Elias, you can be all of them. And working in different stages of all of those different ones, depending on your wound, depending on what you're working on. So yes, I could go through this list and name off a couple things that are going on or have that I'm dealing with still and working through and processing them. So yeah, I believe, yes, you can be all of them. Jenny, hello, how are you? Maria, resilience is your strength and it's expiring. Yeah, it is. You have to be resilient. Thank you, Jenny and Elias. The Tronco is the best. You're now an official affiliate. So if you would like to get your Tronco cup, isn't this, I have another one that he got me that's shorter and I love that, but it doesn't hold enough of, I use it for like making teas and stuff. But if I put it in my Keurig, it doesn't hold enough. Well, the shorter one that he has me, it's purple and it's beautiful. And I have it in the other room. If I make coffee in the Keurig, I have a habit of, I like a little bit of coffee with my creamer, so it doesn't hold enough creamer. But this one is absolutely perfect. So EliasPatras.com, and just contact him, and he's an affiliate for Tronco, and you too can have a Tronco mug. There, I did my shameless plug for you, Elias. About time. I do want to share a couple things, and then I'm going to pull some cards. So the Sacred Warrior, we'll talk some more. I'm going to have some guests on. Who knows? I may have Elias Patras on sometime soon. I'll talk about more things when I get my pictures developed. I'll talk about my episodes in Ireland, going to Bridget's cathedral and going to where Bridget's fire was originally. I did not get to go to her well, nor did I get to. It's not on your website, Laughing Out Loud. Okay, well, contact Elias via his website, or Elias, you can just put that in there where they can get that cup from you. And how I did not get to go to Bridget's fire, or I did not get to go to her well. For some reason, I was meant to be where the old fire was. And I'll talk about some of the things I learned on that journey in Ireland, and my going to the top of Blarney Castle. And I actually kissed the Blarney Stone. Challenging. But I did it. There was no way in hell I was going to climb that 128 steps. And I think they said it was, I'm trying to remember how tall the tower was. 128 steps, and the tower was, I have it written down here, climbed to the top, 60, I don't know, it was up in the air quite a bit. I'll look it up. I thought I had it on this paper, but I'll talk about that another day. Anyway, I do want to share a little bit while I've got some people on here. It's on my website. I had the honor of meeting Lauren Robertson while I was in Edinburgh. She was there teaching a mediumship class for us at the Arthur Conan Doyle Center, which I was absolutely thrilled to be a part of and get to go to the Arthur Conan Doyle Center for a class. And I think we got to go there 2 days in a row. And she was one of the speakers there. Melissa Simpson, sounds absolutely. Thank you. And she is coming up with, I'm one of the readers with Soul Journey Sundays, and I put it on my page when I'm on there. And once every couple of months on a Sunday, there's a whole bunch of amazing psychic mediums, amazing healers, and amazing practitioners that are on this group that that Miss Julie Speedens puts together. And each one of them she interviews and works with each one of us that are on there. And this coming Sunday, let me pop it up. This coming Sunday on Soul Journey Sundays, a demonstration with mediumship with Lauren Robertson. She is absolutely amazing. It's on May 31st. It's 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. That's kind of backwards. 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. East. Oh, yeah, that would be right. Eastern Standard Time. It's only $45. If you go to souljourneys.com, you can buy tickets. They're going to go really fast. It's a big Zoom meeting. You'll be able to talk with her, maybe possibly get a reading from her. She is from Glasgow, Scotland, and she is a Hay House author. I'm pretty sure she's still with Hay House. Her book you can buy on Hay House. Her book is called The Medium in Manolos, a life-affirming guide to modern mediumship. If you're interested, this is a really good book. You can get it on Audible. You can get it in paperback. And I happen to have an autographed copy from her. Very nice, very, very good at what she does. And I highly recommend if you'd like to meet her and be on that live, then that's on this Sunday on the 31st. I've shared it on my Facebook page. I think I shared it on Instagram. Hold on, another drink. And she's amazing. And I was just sharing this because I am one of the readers with Soul Journey Sundays, and I have great respect for Julie and everything that she does to bring together some really amazing readers and healers and people that work and do great healing work. So anybody have any questions before I keep going here? Questions? I know YouTube is on here. go to my YouTube page, and please, and like it. I need followers on YouTube. So if you have a chance, I think and I have it on here. Um, just finished dinner, hopping on. Please go to my YouTube page and like my YouTube page. I'll put the link in here in a little bit. I know I need more followers. I need to get up and rolling. I know if you're not on here and you're not talking, how can you get followers? I know Elias is really on there about me about that. So I'm working on that. So what else can I say? Who wants a card? We'll just say that. Who wants a card? Let's see to see how long I've been on now. Let me know if you want a card. Put your hand up. What the video too? So let me know. Anybody want a card? What the video too? What do you mean by what the video too, Jenny? Jenny wants a card. Okay, let's see what we're going to pick for cards today. Who wants, I'm feeling a little moonology and manifestation. We've got a blue moon coming up on the 31st. So let's do a little bit of moonology. So Jenny, you want a card? Did I lose everybody else? Nobody else wants a card tonight? Just one card? Is that it? Oh, my light got really bright. There we go. It lit my face up. You'd like a card? Okay, Maria. Like I said, I promise y'all I'll be here on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. Put the word out. Nancy got you. Maria got you. Melissa got you. Okay, Jenny, you're first. Let's see what we have for you. So, Jenny, we have the first quarter moon in Taurus talking about releasing control. There we go. Isn't it pretty? The first quarter moon in Taurus, releasing control. That's because we're in the Taurus time. We're just about climbing out of Taurus. I think we're rolling into Gemini right now. So, by the way, if anybody was looking for this deck of cards, these are by Yasmin Boland, and they're called Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards. So, Jenny, what this means is releasing control. Sometimes you just got to let go of the reins and just let, I heard for you, Jesus, take the wheel. In other words, you just have to leave it up to faith, leave it up to the universe, leave it up to the God of your understanding, whatever it is you're kind of going through or looking for or asking questions about. You kind of have to just put it out to the universe. So that's what it's going to be for you. We did Jenny. What Jenny? Nancy. I got you, Nance. Nancy. Okay. Good, Jenny. I'm glad you understand it. Nancy, you got new moon in Aquarius, open up to change. That's a new moon. New moon is about manifesting new things, when we have a new moon, we want to write down what it is that we have going on, that we want to go on in life. We want to manifest. We want to put it down in writing. We want to speak the words out to the universe. So manifesting you is open up to change. I know you a little bit, so I would say maybe you need to just let your hair down and be open to new horizons and new challenges coming your way. I think you just need to let it go and just go with the flow and be open to any change that might be coming your way. So let's do that. Okay. Hope that helps. You're sharing my YouTube. Yes. Thank you, Elias. Go to watch my YouTube interview. Elias just put that in there. Thank you, Elias. We did Nancy Maria Bennett. Here's your card. I have to sit with this one for you, Maria. Oh, there we go. That one right there. Full moon in Gemini. You need to embrace the flow of life. Full moon in Gemini. And Gemini, that's this month. So embrace the flow of life. Embrace it. Don't fight it. Be open to change. This is all a lot about change, isn't it? So just embrace the flow. Go with the flow. Don't go against the grain. Sometimes you need to color within the lines, not outside the lines. Just kind of go with the flow and take things in. And when people ask you something or something comes up, then maybe you just need to go, is that in my highest good? Does that feel right? And if so, just go with it. Who knows what the universe is bringing your direction. Let me see. So I did Jenny, and I did Maria, and I did Nancy, and I did, who else? Jenny, thank you. You're welcome, Jenny. I'm glad that you like it and you understand. Elias, thank you for sharing. Nancy, you're welcome. Maria, I've been getting a lot of cards about going with the flow. Well, evidently, Maria, you're not listening. If you keep getting the cards going about the flow, that means that the universe keeps trying to tell you that you need to go with the flow. So go with the flow. Anyway, did I get everybody for their cards for the 5 of you that are on here? I think I did. Jenny, Melissa, I don't know if you left, if you're still here or not. If you want a card, I'll give you a card. I think that's it. I'm going to make this. Let me see. Elias, please go to Ginger YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you very much, Elias. I'm not sure. You know, it used to say on here how many minutes you've been online, and I don't know. It doesn't say on here anymore how long you've been on. So, there it is. 36 minutes. I have to look up at that top corner over there in that red right there where it says how long you've been on live. Anyway, this is a good start. I like doing the quick card readings for people. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being here. I'm just going to do a general card for the rest of the week. It's Tuesday. We had a long weekend. I hope everybody had a great Memorial weekend. And let's just do a group card for the energy, and anybody else that watches this later, I hope they do. Let's see, group card, and there's 2 of them, so double the points here. I hope to see you Sunday. Melissa, that deck is beautiful. It is a beautiful deck. I really, really like it. Hi, Sheila. It's been a while. Thank you. Yes. Tuesday nights now. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So here's our card for the group. We have the new moon in Pisces that we need to attune to the divine. New moon is about manifesting, checking in, attuning with the divine. And then the first quarter moon in Scorpio is releasing your blocks. So, our group cards are going to be tuning into the divine and releasing your blocks. So that's pretty good. In other words, that's pretty good. That's a guy in the bowling alley. We used to hear him holler, "That's pretty good," when he'd get a strike. Attune to the divine. Remove your blocks. In other words, have faith in yourself that your intuition is talking with you. And I think Elias was talking about something on one of his lives the other day that, that he was saying, "Oh, I want a sign. I want to be able to hear something." You did hear something. "Oh, I did. No, I want something more in my face." It's the subtle little things that you pick up on. It's the subtle, everybody looks for the butterfly. Everybody looks for the feather or the coin. And the song, but there are some things that come along for us that are very, very subtle. I got mine in sitting in the fire pit in Ireland at St. Bridget's Cathedral. Now in Ireland, I'll make this very quick, but in Ireland, Goddess Bridget and St. Bridget are the same thing. The Catholic Church was took her out of they won't call her St. Bridget's. They won't recognize her. But Ireland kept her. Ireland kept her because in Kildare, that's where she was. That's where the fire was. That's where her well is. That's where all of that energy is. So, and I was brought up Catholic. I'm a recovering Catholic. I'm not a practicing Catholic anymore. I do believe in God. I do believe in different things, but I don't believe in organized religion such as the Catholic Church. And so a lot of people do this. And I had a really difficult time doing that. And then one lady from Ireland that was down there, and I was talking to her. I was talking with her about, the recovering Catholic and the fact that, the whole incident that happened to me in school in the Catholic Church. And I said, I don't even do the sign of the cross anymore. And she said, well, look at it this way. This is your third eye. This is your heart, and you're protecting it. Elias told me one he does the other day for the first time. So if I do this, that just means I'm covering my third eye, I'm covering my heart, and I'm protecting it. So I'm protecting myself when I do the sign of the cross. To me, it's more of this type of cross versus this type of cross. So that works for me. Just a thought. Coming back and tell friends Tuesday, 7 p.m. Arizona time and 10 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, I'm going to be Tuesday, 7 p.m. Arizona time and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think Central Time will be 9 p.m. So it's a good time for me. It allows me time to get home, feed my dogs, take care of things. And once again, just a quickie. Don't forget, if you want to watch Laura Robinson, if anything, buy the ticket just to listen to her speak about spirit and the world. And her Glasgow accent is absolutely beautiful. If anything, do it just to listen to her talk, but also watch what an amazing medium she is. So that's this Sunday. And go to souljourneysundays.com and get a ticket. They're going fast. Okay. Sheila, it's been long mixed feelings. Fridays would have been Mom's 92nd birthday. Oh, I'm going to bring this up on here. Here we go so you guys can see. It'd be 92nd birthday, and we had her mass buried ashes with my dad's and celebrated her. Just came home from the grandkids. I am so sorry. It would have been her 92nd. Excuse me, dry throat. I'm sending you, Sheila, hugs and love, and losing a parent, and never really it does get easier. My mom's been dead about 10 years now. Hold on. Slanja, to your health. And it gets a little bit easier. It gets a little bit easier every day. Just hang on to memories and honor her. And I'm sorry that you're going through that. She passed on February 9th. Wow, it hasn't been that long ago. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I grieved for my mom for longer than most people think you should, but there is no limit on grief because you go through different stages. So don't let anybody tell you you should be done grieving by now, because we all go through different stages. One more drink. And my throat is telling me I'm about talked out. So thank you, Elias. So make sure you guys come back next Tuesday at 7 o'clock Arizona time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. And I think that's going to do it for today. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. And don't worry, I will be back every Tuesday, and hopefully share with your friends, get this out there, and let's talk. Let's work through things. Let's be that wounded warrior and work through everything. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And as Elias and I always say, from my heart to yours, have a good one, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.